Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat, back with another 30-day Christmas card making challenge. I wasn't entirely sure I would get to this one, if I'm perfectly honest. It's been made today, which is Sunday the 9th of November. The theme is Tinsel Trouble. I had managed to print out the digital stamp image, but had not managed to do anything else. Anyway, I have managed to grab in 3 separate sessions a little bit of time to do some crafting, and I've gone glitter mad. Those that know me know I don't particularly like glitter, certainly not loose glitter. I'm not keen of glitter cardstock. I do not mind glitter glue, but I am an absolute nightmare with it and forget that it's wet and put my fingers in it all the time. I only managed to do it once in this particular card making session, so that's quite impressive considering the amount of glitter glue I added. So my image, I now cannot remember where on earth it is from, but I will try and remember to look it up before I write the description for this post, and I will find out for you. But it's a digital stamp that I'd got some time ago and I've used before. And I decided it was perfect for doing some pro markers, and then for the tinsel that was on the tree, I would add glitter glue for that. So I've used my Kingston Crafts glitter glue, and I've used the red for the tinsel because I thought that would look really cute. And then I used the yellow for the stars that are on the tree. And weirdly, I decided to not totally colour in this image before I started adding glitter glue. I know that seems a bit bizarre, but there is a rationale, and it was because I was wanting it to then dry. And I thought, right, well, if I let that dry, and then I can decide what else I'm going to do with it. So I decided to just grab scraps for this card. So I've got one of those scrap stripy panels, and I thought the greens and the yellows worked well with the image. And then I'm picking some random green and yellow cardstock. Very not festive in terms of the colours. You know, the green isn't really a Christmas green, and yellow isn't normal. I mean, I know you'd put gold with things, but I thought it worked with this bright and funky image. So I layered up these panels, and just cut the layers to make a nice sort of base around the other panel. This one I decided to just leave it off to the left rather than do it as a similar layer size all the way around. And then I am going in with my glitter glue again. So I am using the yellow glitter glue, which again is a bit of a weird colour for Christmas, but it worked. I thought it worked fine. And I'm going around the edge of these panels, and this was inspired very much by one of my lovely friends, Marie, who I don't think watches my videos. I think she's far too busy to do that, I must admit. She's a very clever woman, and probably very busy. But yeah, she did a card many years ago. We were both we got to know each other through what we call our Raggy Dolls, which was a mixed media travel journal type thing project that we did, and we're just basically like sisters, all of us together now. But yeah, Marie, I remember making a Christmas card one year, and she sent it to me, and I just loved it so much. And it got this kind of glitter glue all around the edges of the panels, and it was in white, and it was a clear glitter, but it stuck with me forever as a gorgeous thing to do. So I did the glitter all around those panels, and now we have had a little break because I have gone and grabbed some food, and I have now come back to this, and I am now going to start colouring in the rest of the image. Of course, my glitter glue is not dry, so this is why I'm like, why did I do it this way round? Really don't recommend it. I recommend doing the glitter glue as the very last thing that you do before you then set it aside for several hours to dry. That's what I recommend. I don't recommend then trying to use your pro markers or alcohol markers straight after you've glitter glued. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, managed to be not too bad on this part of it. This isn't when I stuck my finger in the glue. So I did quite well. I was quite careful as I was going round. But yeah, I then filled in the rest of the baubles on the tree using a red pro marker, and then the presents I went with the green, the red and the blue, again trying to echo some of the colours in that stripy panel. Now this is where I go a little bit even more insane, so I'm going to add some red glitter glue dots to the present, and then I go in with green glitter glue because you know what, why not? If you're going for it, go for it. And I added that to the present. And this is the point where I'm like, oh, right, what shall I do else? Oh, I know. Let's just add to this and we'll add some glossy accents. Why not? Totally shiny, totally fun. And I added the glossy accents to all of the baubles that at this point were kind of flat, and they looked a little bit odd amongst all of that glitter. And at that point, I put my finger onto the panel, and so I have to adjust where I have wiped it off and take a little brush just to neaten it up a little bit on that bit. And now it is time to totally make sure that I don't touch it. So the good way of doing that is actually turn off the camera, put it somewhere else. And so that's what I did. I actually made a whole nother card. I've made tomorrow's card. I also went and played 2 games of Catan with my family. I've put tea on. And so this is the point where I'm waiting for tea to cook. And so I have now left it long enough so that most of it is dry. The one thing that isn't dry is that green bow on that present. I went in a bit heavy-handed with my glitter glue, and so a tiny little bit has come off onto my fingers. There we go. That's the point where it came off, but it's not too bad. I just have to be mindful not to touch that area. The rest of it has pretty much dried. So I'm going to fussy cut this tree out to be able to stick it on the top. A gorgeous image this. It's so easy to colour as well, and you could probably go to town with all the greens on the tree. You could probably make it a little bit more dimensional than I did. I'm not great with the whole shading thing, and to be honest, I wanted a fairly basic card. I'm saying basic because obviously it's got all of that glitter glue on it, but in terms of I didn't want something that was overly detailed with embellishments or anything like that, because that glitter glue was going to do the job for me. Now, I needed a 5x7 card blank for this because I had not measured that panel and it is too big for my standard A6. So I've just cut myself my own 5x7 card blank. I'm being careful where I stick my fingers when I'm pressing it down. And then I've added those Tim Holtz stickers, and it just says Tinsel Joy because I thought it was perfect. And I'm adding yet more glitter glue. So this will have to be, of course, set aside once again so I don't smudge that little bit of glitter glue that's got to dry. Well, it was fun. It's not my normal style of card at all, but I really enjoyed making it. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Please do subscribe to see future videos. I've obviously got to edit the video of the card for tomorrow, but there's a sneak peek. There is one coming. And please do like and I've already said subscribe. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.